The USA National Phenology Network encourages people of all ages and backgrounds to observe and record phenology as a way to discover and explore the nature and pace of our dynamic world. The network makes phenology data, models, and related information freely available to empower scientists, resource managers, and the public. With our data download tool, you can download filtered data from the USA-NPN's National Phenology Database. This video provides a demonstration of how to graph summarized data that you can then use to answer a specific question. Please note that these instructions were created for PC users. We will continue answering the question of whether leaf buds of dogwood trees break later at northern latitudes than at southern latitudes. As leaf bud break is cued by temperature, we would expect trees at southern latitudes to break before trees at northern latitudes. To answer this question, we can use data from our cloned dogwood project. Cloned plants are valuable as they are genetically identical. Any differences seen in the timing of life cycle events between different individuals can be attributed to local environmental conditions. In our previous video, Downloading Summarized Data, we downloaded the summarized data for Appalachian spring dogwoods for the 2013 calendar year. To answer our dogwood bud break question, first click the Sort and Filter button. Click Filter, and then filter Phenophase Description for breaking leaf buds. Deselect all, select breaking leaf buds, and click OK. Highlight the columns for latitude and first yes day of year. Copy these columns and then paste them into a new tab. Highlight both columns and then go to Insert and Scatter Chart. The point chart will allow us to visualize the relationship between the first reported day of year for breaking leaf bud and latitude. On the chart, we now have latitude on the X or horizontal axis. From southern latitudes on the left to northern latitudes on the right, and day of year on the y-axis or vertical axis. From earlier days in the year on the bottom to later days in the year on the top. We will fit a trend line to show the directional trend in the data by right-clicking on the data points and selecting Add Trend Line. We will add a linear trend line. Our data show a positive relationship between latitude and onset of breaking leaf buds. As latitude increases from southern to northern latitudes, onset of breaking leaf buds is later. Southern latitudes show an earlier onset of breaking leaf buds than northern latitudes. We can also use the summarized data to look at the duration of phenophases in dogwoods. First, remove the filter. Highlight the columns for first yes day of year and last yes day of year. As well as for phenophase description. Copy the columns and paste them on a new tab. Create a new column for duration. We can calculate the duration by subtracting the first yes day of year from the last yes day of year. Double-click on the small box in the bottom right-hand corner to copy this function for all the cells in the column. Sort the phenophase description column alphabetically to group the series by phenophase. I'll select a few of these phenophases to graph. First, insert a row under the last entry for breaking leaf buds. Enter the function for average to get a mean for first yes for all the series of breaking leaf buds. Then click and drag the small box in the right-hand corner to the other columns to copy this function. Select these averages, copy them, and then paste the values on the right-hand side. We now have mean values for breaking leaf buds for onset, end, and duration. You can also do this for flowers or flower buds. Enter the function for average, and then copy this formula to the other columns. Copy your mean values, and then paste the values. You can also use a pivot table to create these mean values, which is especially useful if you have a large number of series. I will just use the onset and duration to make the graph, so I will delete the column for end. Select the data, go to Insert, Bar Chart, and then choose a stacked 2D bar. Select the data and switch the row and column to show the duration of phenophases for breaking leaf buds and flowers or flower buds. The graph shows flowers or flower buds and breaking leaf buds with day of year on the x-axis. There are two colored bars for each phenophase, one showing the time until onset, the other the duration from onset until the end of the phenophase. I will delete the legend and vertical lines. Double-click on the first bar for onset and check No Fill. Now the graph shows the average duration of each of these phenophases for clone dogwoods in 2013. I will also change the color of the bars to better distinguish these phenophases from each other. If you create multiple tabs, don't forget to save your file as an XLS rather than a CSV file. In this video, you have learned how to summarize data from the Data Download tool to answer a question. If you have questions about our Data Download tool or how to visualize and summarize some of our data, please contact us at support@USA-NPN.org. We invite you to explore our data to answer your own science questions.